Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, definitely come check us out. We'd definitely love to have you. And that community was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So if that's you, definitely come check it out. So today I want to introduce you to, you know what? I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Extus Justin, right? So I had a few individuals saying they've been watching the show and they have no idea who I am. So I'll just take some time to say, hey, Extus Justin, if you haven't heard of me, or if you're not sure who I am. But with that being said, what I want to do today is just bring on my guest here today, Nekisha, and introduce her to the community, have them find out a bit more about what she does and who she helps, and go from there. So Nekisha, welcome.
Hi, I am delighted to be a part of the show, and I cannot wait to inspire and impart some knowledge about myself and my business to your community.
Awesome, love it, love it. So tell myself in the community, what is it that you do?
Okay, so as mentioned before, my name is Nekisha Prince Ains, and I'm an author of the book Your Client is Not Your Friend. I'm also a motivational speaker and a coach. I also run an admin service, business prestige admin services. So I help clients to separate their personal lives from their professional life. I also help clients and how to start and maintain a successful business. And I also, like mentioned before, I do admin tasks as well.
Okay, good. So you got a book. What's the name of the book again?
Your client is not your friend.
Your client is not your friend. How did you come up with that name? What's the premise behind it?
Okay. While I was working on my business, Prestige Admin Services, there were some clients who took advantage of my services. Me being the person that I am, such a friendly person, so I got caught up in separating my personal life from my professional life, and it resulted in clients taking advantage of me and my business, and I had loss of income, tears, heartache, etc. Then one day I was chatting with a family friend of mine. We came over and we were talking about one of my clients who really took advantage of my services, and that was for me like the last straw. So then my friend's like, okay, maybe we could write a book about it. And we joked about the idea of writing a book about all of the clients that took advantage of my services. And then I came up with the name, Your Client is Not Your Friend. So that's what birthed the book, Your Client is Not Your Friend. And it's actually a best-selling book on Amazon. So
yeah, awesome stuff. Awesome. So how long ago did you write it? Is it a recent something you wrote recently?
To be exact, I wrote it last year Easter. Is when I wrote the book.
Was it pretty easy to write, or did it take you a while?
I would say it took me a while, but it was thoughts that I had in my head before, so it wasn't that long or strenuous to write, because it's just all of my past experiences that I would have been through with clients. And not only that, because I'm involved in a lot of Facebook groups, there were other persons out there that were complaining of clients that I work with that took advantage of their services as well. So I combined my experiences along with that of other person's experiences, and I just put them all together in the book to teach persons, like, and even seasoned entrepreneurs, because sometimes you might be in the business for 10 years, 15 years, but then you still make that mistake of getting too personal with your clients. So the book is designed for startups and seasoned entrepreneurs to help them to maintain that boundary line between their personal life and their professional life.
Okay, cool stuff. So what about, so how did you get started in this industry? What drove you to get in the online world, build your business and go down that route?
Great. So for me, I was working at a company and work slowed up with the company. And I decided, instead of just sitting down with all these skills and the knowledge that I have, why not make some money with the skills and the knowledge I have? So then I head towards, because I love to browse online, so I love the online presence. So I thought, might as well I take my skills and use it with what I love doing, which is being online, and make some money. And here it was, I got started with my business, Prestige Admin Services, and I started offering services to clients both locally and internationally.
Okay, and you called it a Prestige
Admin Services.
Okay, Prestige Admin Services. Okay. What type of services do you offer? What's what are you offering?
I offer personal assistance. I offer editing, proofreading and any admin task
Hmm.
needed by my clients.
Yeah, awesome. And what I guess the question now becomes who's that ideal person for you? Who's that ideal client?
For me, I target any client that needs my services. There's not one specific group like, oh, I'm offering this to teachers or coaches. Anybody that needs admin services, I work like with construction workers. I work with store owners. So I have a variety of clients that I work with. So I do not like stick to one set of clients and say, okay, I'm only going to work with construction workers or store owners. I just let myself be, and I offer my services on a large scale.
Yeah, awesome. Out of all your friends, are you because you're from the Caribbean as well too, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. How the from what with what you do, a lot of your friends doing something similar to what you do as far as being online, creating an online business, helping individuals through online.
Pardon me?
Do you have a lot of, do your friends do something similar to what you do?
Actually, not really. My friends are more like in the corporate world because they look at it like, oh, being online and being your own business owner, it seems very tedious. And then how do you go about living in the Caribbean and sourcing clients? And then they say, oh, you make it seem so easy, but it's so hard. So for now, they're like, okay, we're going to do the 9 to 5 job. But I do have one or two friends that because of what I do and they see how successful I've become in my business, they've decided that they're gonna leave their corporate job and head into becoming their own business owners. So I am grateful that my life is inspiring some of my friends to start on that journey as well.
Yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. I love it. I think well, with my friends, because as we were talking about before, the we got on. You're from Barbados. I'm from St. Lucia, and when I was younger, when I had to go get my visa, I had to travel to Barbados to get my visa. And but think about my friends back home. I don't think any of them do anything online. As you said, they're all in the corporate work and stuff like that. But it's always fascinating to meet different individuals from the Caribbean to see how it's almost like there's no boundaries anymore, right? So you could be wherever in the world as long as you understand online marketing and you have a service you could help solve a problem. You can work with clients from all over, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, good, good. So what's one skill you'd say you've really practiced that's gotten you to your level of success today?
For me, I would date back to becoming a Toastmaster, and I was introduced to Toastmaster by my eldest brother, Keon Smith, after attending a district conference where he emerged as the winner of the impromptu speech competition. And that kind of gave me that drive and that motivation because I always loved public speaking. So then I thought, okay, this would be the ideal thing for me. So then I got involved in Toastmasters, and being an active member of Toastmasters International, it helped me to boost that skill in that area in public speaking. And I turned that dream, I should say, into a passion. And I am actually living my reality, I would say, of being a public speaker because this is my passion and this is what I love doing. I love to speak and inspire others.
Awesome. Have you always been into speaking? Have you always enjoyed it?
Say yes because I not on a professional level before, but I'm always talking to my friends and I'm always trying to motivate them and inspire them, and that's from a very young age. So for me, when I got there and I got introduced to Toastmasters and I realized that this is what I really wanted, this is who I am, this is what I love, it is my passion. So it didn't seem as something hard for me to do. It just flowed naturally.
Yeah, I remember hearing the statistics about public speaking. It's one of those places where it's compared to its death. Like people fear public speaking to almost like the same level they fear death, right? So I guess what tips do you have any tips for someone who might want to? Because I know that's a big thing about being online. It's about being able to be comfortable in yourself, in your own skin, to be able to get out, whether it's on video, on camera, whatever, and share a message. So for the individuals, maybe they're still on the fence to say, well, I know I got to share my message. I want to help, but I'm just terrified to put myself out there. Do you have any advice you can offer?
Definitely. So for me, I tell persons just follow your passion, follow your dream. Do not try to perfect it at first because there's nothing like perfection. Yes, we all strive for perfection, but for me, even though I'm speaking for so many years, at times I still question myself because I think that I'm not good enough and I strive to be better. So just do what you have to do. If you think this is your area, this is your passion, and you want to do it, just go after it. And eventually, with time, you are going to get there. Do not worry about, I would call them haters, because persons are going to hate on you. And you have to find the right, I would say, group, the right support team. Because if you lay around with negative people, then your life is going to be negative. And if you hang around with positive people, then your life is going to be positive. So I always tell people, if you have a passion, you have a dream, there's always somebody in a community that is doing the things that you would want to do. So join different Facebook groups and get involved in activities that you think that you love to do. And in doing that, it will help to boost your self-esteem and your self-confidence, and you will be able to go after your dreams and your passion. It's not an overnight thing. Success does not happen overnight. It takes years, and it takes dedication and hard work. It's going to sound frustrated. It's going to frustrate you. You make you want to give up, but do not give up. Just keep on pressing forward until you get to your final destination. And even when you get to your final destination, strive for something that is higher and better.
Right, love it, love it, awesome. So, what about what's your motivation? What keeps you going? Because I know with being an entrepreneur, it's some people before they get into entrepreneurship, they see like it's all just all like lights and cameras and all these fancy things. But then when you really get into it, you realize that it takes effort, it takes persistence, it takes having to show up and be consistent, all these different things. And I know that some of the people who make it versus the ones who don't, the ones who do make it, they have a why, they have a reason why they do what they do. So what's your reason why? What keeps you going?
For me, my why is that I want to be successful. I want to become a well-known international speaker. And until I get there, I'm not going to stop. So even at times, I do feel that I'm not making it and I want to give up. But then I have a strong support team that always remind me of why did you started it? And as long as I remember why I started it and what's my aim and my purpose for doing it, that keeps me going, and that gives me the boost and the motivation that I need to continue to press forward until I get to where I really want to go. So that's why I mentioned earlier, it's important to have that strong supportive team, so that when you fall back or you don't feel like going anymore, that they can push you forward and get you going.
Yeah, and I think that's a beautiful thing about especially coaching as well, too, because most of the times when we get into this type of a field, and that's why I asked the question like, hey, any of your friends or anyone doing this? Is I realize that, well, not really. And I know for myself, right, when I tell most of my friends what I do, they're like, that is crazy. That's like, what do you mean? Like, that's not, is it secure? And all these different things. It's like, not really, but I realized if I didn't have my own support system of other individuals who are already on this journey doing this specific thing, especially when I was just getting started, I would have quit a long time ago, because most of the times people, the regular people, just regular people. And what I mean by regular people are just people who haven't been in the whole entrepreneurial realm. Being surrounded by other types of people, they definitely could pull you down and have you second guessing yourself. So I love what you said as far as having that support system is the core, or one of the core pieces to creating that success. So what about quotes? Do you have any favorite quotes that you love?
Definitely. My favorite quote is taken from the Bible, and is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And for me, again, when I feel like giving up and I just remember that quote, I can do all things. So nothing is impossible for me. So even when I think that I cannot accomplish this goal, then I remember that quote, I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength, and I feel motivated enough that yes, I can accomplish it. So then I look back as well, and all the things that I thought that I couldn't accomplish and I couldn't do, and it seems impossible. And then I'd be like, okay, you didn't think that you would have become a best-selling author? Because even with writing the book, I did not want to publish the book even after I finished writing the book, because I'm like, okay, there are millions of other authors out there, and my book is not going to attain no rank, and it's just going to be sitting there like any other book and just lost away. But there it is. When I released my book, in less than 12 hours, my book attained #1 new release. In 3 weeks' time, I should say, my book attained #1 new release rank 3 times. I had bestseller rank #4, #8, and #6. And I was like, okay, then you thought you couldn't do it, but then here it is that the impossible become possible. And after that, it's like today is the 19th of August 2020, and my book is still listed from then until now in the top 100 bestseller rank every single day. So the quote reminds me that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, so nothing is impossible for me.
Awesome, love it. Now, in essence, the next question becomes in terms of your services, right? So what does working with you look like? Because you have several different, I guess, brands. What does working with you look like in the what did you call it? The virtual? Yeah, what type of services again?
Prestige Admin, the admin
Yes, yes.
services.
Yeah, how does working with you through that brand look? Is it a done for you service?
Yes, but presently, since I launched the book, the attraction for the book is way higher, like I said, than what I envision. So the prestige admin side of the business, I'm not really focused as much as I should be on that business, because for me it's more on the coaching and the speaking side, because the book has brought so many attractions that I really do not have much time to focus on the admin side of the business. But if it's necessary, I do stick in 1 and 2 admin services, but I'm more into the speaking engagements and the mentoring and coaching.
Awesome, awesome. So that's the main focus right now, mentoring
Yes.
and coaching.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, if someone wanted to find out more about those services, what's the best way for them to be able to reach out and connect?
Okay. I'm available on all social handles at Your Client Is Not Your Friend. I'm also available on all social handles, Prestige Admin Services.
Awesome, perfect, perfect. Well, Nekisha, hey, thank you so much for making the time to be here and sharing your knowledge and introducing yourself to the community. Do you have any final thoughts? And well, even before that, guys, the links to connect with Nekisha, they will be either above or below the video. So if you're watching this interview, whether it's on a live or the replay, you can just click through and get connected right to her. And again, Nekisha, thank you so much. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
Definitely. My final thoughts that I would say is, remember that your client is not your friend. Remember to draw the boundary line between business and pleasure, and that includes family and close friend. Also, success will not come overnight. It is an ongoing process. And finally, I say to all persons, like all of my clients, I remember to protect your business reputation at all times. It is very important to protect your business reputation, because as long as your business reputation is damaged, that will be the end of your career. So be very careful with how you do business with your clients. And even if you have to walk away from a client, might as well you walk away and save your reputation than damage your reputation and then your business flops.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well, hey, thanks so much for making the time to be here today. Really appreciate it. And we will talk soon. Okay.
It was a pleasure.
Awesome. Enjoy.